So when I do my punditry now, like, I always try and be sensible, but sounding sensible sounds boring. But the reason why I'm being sensible is because there are always different perspectives to the game of football.
Mm-hmm.
So we won our last 5 home games to stay up that season. It was against like Arsenal, Spurs, Stoke, like big teams, Swansea, whoever. Yeah, we just won 5 home games in a row. Like, a lot of teams can't do that now. Don't do that now, even if they're towards the top or whatever. We lost all our away games, but last home game was against Stoke, and Djibril Cissé scored in the 92nd minute to give us the lead. And that game was the game that put us into 17th, so 1 place above the bottom 3. If we didn't win that game, we would have been in the bottom 3. And if we were in the bottom 3, we were heading up to Manchester knowing we had to win. Yeah. Picture that mentality as a team that's in 18th, whatever, going to the Etihad to win, when City, I think, had dropped 2 points there all season. Yeah. But instead, we had options now. There were things which could help us, things which might not, but we had it in our hands as such. And also, so this was the prime Stoke with Rory Delap, yeah. Oh my God, mate. Like,
the towel stitched
like
into his shirt.
Oh, mate, if he could do it high, low, curve it left to right, right to left, whatever, play it into the wind.
You used to see defenders kicking out for a goal kick just in
case.
Mate,
just to make corners, whatever you need. But this is probably when I should have realised that things were going our way. So we scored that goal to make it 2-1 or whatever it was, and we were winning against Stoke. But then we had to defend for another couple of minutes. Stoke at this point were like mid-table. And Stoke, interesting, were going to play us and Bolton. Bolton, who were the other team who were down there competing to stay up. Delap had a throw in near, probably 10 yards into our half, but he had a shoulder injury. It was either him or Shotton had a shoulder injury. Tried to do a long throw, it went about 10 yards.
You lucky boys.
Listen, mate. It's like we're playing Russian roulette. Here we go.
I know.
Yeah, he let it go. Didn't work out. But anyway. So then we're then playing City and going. My first time playing against Man City, yeah. I didn't know how to do it. Didn't know like how to greet people who was my friends. Staff at the stadium who I've been seeing for years. Like, it's great. It's great to see them again. Really good to see them again. But they're now rooting against me and my team. I'd never been to the away dressing room before. Didn't even know it was real. Like, I saw teams just appear in the tunnel. But now this is me going down there. Going out onto the pitch to boos and cheers and stuff as a collective, because they're all very driven to win a Premier League title. Absolute scandal of like a 90 minutes to the point where I didn't enjoy a single second of it. I had to learn how to celebrate goals City conceded for the first time. I had to do it twice because we took a 2-1 lead. Had to watch someone who you named earlier get sent off in the biggest game of the season.
Joey Barton, who somehow capitulated in a space of 10 minutes.
As far as decision-making goes, mate, I wouldn't recommend it.
As a United fan, yeah, I know as well. You killed us off that day.
But one thing which I think gets skipped over, from the perspective of someone that supports a football team, it's great until you've got your profession on the line. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to play in this game and let Man City win, because fandom and support is great, but this is... like this is my work. If we went down in that game, I might never be seen again in the Premier League or whatever. It affects everything. I'm not out there trying to lose a game of football. Like, if City do, like, as a supporter of a team, you'll support them in the Premier League for 36 other games. I will not support this team that's playing against me because it's just weird. But people think, oh, you let them score, didn't you? You let them do this.
Yeah, well, how do you feel about that when people say that QPR
miles
threw
off
the game?
Pace, miles off the pace, mate. Most of the people that say that didn't actually watch the game itself. And their memory of Aguero's goal is basically him getting the ball rolled to him by Joe Hart and then him just walking through the middle of the field. And everyone's like, yeah, let's go. Go on, Sergio, go score this.
Do you not think Paddy Kenny should have done a bit better? Though?
Paddy Kenny made 10 saves in the game.
Well, let me read some of the stats. That's what I was going to do, just off the back of what you said there. 15 shots on target for Man City. QPR had 3 and scored 2 goals. No shots off target. 19 block shots for Manchester City. No block shots for QPR.
You trying to say Paddy Kenny had a bad game? He's had 15 shots on target.
Come on, he was straight at his body.
For Manchester City, 0 for Queen's Park Rangers.
It blows my mind that after all this time, people think one of the most corrupt games in football was Man City beating QPR at home in the last game of the season.
And
Like, where are we?
just for the possession as well, 81 versus 18.
Like, where are we? You know what I mean? Just think about what you're saying. City were trying to push, and I'll tell you for a fact, the atmosphere in that stadium was a mess. When they were losing, it was a mess. Because this is where the idea of typical City comes from, where they believe bad things will happen. And in that moment, bad things were happening when they should never have been happening. They shouldn't have been losing to us.
They were cruising that season.
They should not have been losing to us at all. At home, no way. Especially we're down to 10 men, and they've got all the attackers in the world, and they're not doing anything. And just before, so it goes 2-2, there's barely any time left or whatever. I think before, when the third goal scored, I think there are 2 players on our team that know we're safe. But you won't be able to pick them out from watching the video because everyone's trying. And when that third goal goes into the net, you see people drop to the floor because we think we've just, like, equal opposites. The euphoria of winning the Premier League with the last kick of the season is the converse to getting relegated with the last kick of the season. And that's what the vast majority of us thought had just happened.
So some of your teammates would have probably picked up cues from the crowd, I guess.
Yeah, it was I think it's Jamie Mackey and it's Jay Bothroyd. They're the only two.
The ones that are the furthest forward,
Yeah,
who can actually receive information,
the
whereas
rest
a
of
centre
us,
back is just defending for his life.
So I had the throw-in. I was the last QPR player to touch the ball before Aguero scored, and I had a throw-in. And I tried to throw it to Jay Bothroyd down the line, and it never went. Yeah. So now I know why he never went. It's because he was fine. But I didn't know.
Why? This breaks my heart, you know.
Mate,
Breaks my heart.
I'm running back. I'm running back into position, and the ball never comes to my side. But as I'm doing it, it's like a horror movie, except it's me getting slashed. I'm like looking, thinking, please, someone tackle someone.
Yeah.
Someone tackle someone. Oh my God. Oh my God. Because the way football works, you know when something's your fault. People won't necessarily know it from the outside, but you know when something's your fault. And I thought, I've just relegated my team with the last kick of the season at the place which I used to call home. But then in the end, after the goal goes in, like I was so caught up in the moment, the fact that we conceded. I didn't know who scored the goal for City, and I was probably 10 metres away. I didn't know who did it. I just knew someone kicked the ball into the net.
Was it like slow motion? I've heard other people that were there on that day describe the ball going in like it was in slow motion, and then obviously the place exploded.
Yeah, I think some of that stuff is very much in hindsight, in real time. Premier League so fast. It just felt like a dagger getting just thrust into my heart, basically. And I thought we were going down. But then shortly after, when I look at the bench and look at QPR fans and everyone celebrating, they'd obviously kicked in like, I guess it didn't matter. And that's a very privileged position to be in where, like, in your career, a loss meant nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.